So real quick, I'm going to talk about working on your business and not in your business. Michael Garber says that your life is your only business. Your business is what you do in the meantime. Your life is your only business. Your business is what you do in the meantime. We could figure out what that means over time. Working in your business and not working on your business and not in your business. How can you get to the point where you're working in your business and not on your business and not in your business? Well, working in your business is going there and doing it. You're doing the windows, you're writing the receipts, you're making the sales calls, you're cleaning the van, you're resetting the equipment. You're doing everything in the business with no mindset of being an entrepreneur or anything else. All you're doing is somebody calls your business and you answer the phone as if you weren't doing anything else in life, as if there was nothing else going on. You answer the phone. How can I help you? And now all of a sudden you're in the business. You're in it. All your emotional ties, all your fears, all your self-esteem issues, and somebody asks you a question and you're just reacting to it. Yes, I can get there. Oh, well, can you get there at 6 a.m.? I'm going to be leaving by 7. Yes, ma'am, I'll be there at 6 a.m. And you didn't ask your wife, your kids, you didn't ask yourself if this is when you want to get up in the morning. You're just working in it, which means you are headed to a place where you will burn out, and you will be like 80% of companies who are just done in the first 5 years. And the reason they were done from the beginning, the only reason it took them 5 years to go out of business is because they had energy. Most of these young guys in their 20s starting window cleaning businesses thinking they're so cool because they know how to clean a window, and they can make wow, I'm making 30-40 bucks an hour cleaning windows, and they're done. They don't realize that that if they don't have the right mindset from the beginning, they're just headed for, like a lot of them picking up clients around me. I watch trucks go by every now and then, and because of the goals I have and the systems that I have, that I am working on, they're not perfect systems. You can see my videos. They're not perfect systems. You could look at some of them and say, man, you should change that. Man, you should change that. And anytime I get comments, I'm telling you, I'm very competitive. I get comments. I don't reply back, hey, you're a bozo. Everybody does it their own way. I reply back, hey, thanks. Well, I don't say thanks all the time. But in my mind, I'm like, how could I use this information to make my life, my window cleaning business, more functional and easier to run? So having your mind set on a certain thing. So to continue with the example, you get up, you go and you clean Sally Mae's house. You go there, you take your equipment, you go there and do it how you do it. You leave there, and that's it. That's all the money you made that day. You made that money, and then at the end of the month, nothing's going to be there. Obviously, that's not in every case. If you have a family and you're trying to support them on your actual physical labor, like you labored and your family ate, you got sick, you had to still go labor, or your clients called another company or something. And I was giving an example of, I see cars here and there go by, Soapy Joe's window cleaning, or Scooby Doo's window cleaning, or Squeegee Squeege, or Shiny Shine, or all these typical. I have a very boring business name. It's called CNC Window Cleaning. It's just a name I came up with. Charlie and Cole, my friend from a long time ago. CNC. That's it. You see all these people thinking that the customer is so impressed with you because your ego is sky high because you somehow became a window cleaner. I see these cars going by and I'm like, well, they're on their way. They're on their way to one of my future clients' houses. That's all I see it as. They're giving, I hope they don't scratch my future client's windows. I hope they treat my future client good today because they're going to go out of business and I will hopefully not go out of business if I continue to have the right mindset. So let's get right to the point. When can you start working on your business? The obvious answer, hopefully it's obvious, is right now you could start working on your business. The point is, little by little, every day you want to adjust one little system that you can work on your business even if you're going to be the one working in it for a while. But you need to have one of the three mindsets. There's three brains. There's three hats that every entrepreneur wears. It's the entrepreneur, the technician, and the manager. You're the entrepreneur who set up the way you do business. There's a lot of window cleaner guys out there with certain names that they branded their business a certain way. Well, that brand of their name as their brand, that's their brand. That's the entrepreneur that went to work. Then there's the actual manager that has to make invoices, has to invoice people, collect the checks, put the checks in the bank, make sure their hair or their beard is looking great, or their car's looking great, or their whatever sets them apart, their basketball jersey is clean. They make sure all this is good, and they're the manager. They're managing the system. Then it comes time to do the job, and they're there at the job. They're cleaning the actual windows. They're managing the streaks on their rubber, and they're rechanging their channels and all this stuff, and they're the actual technician. Well, tomorrow you could go to work on your business by simply changing your command, your self-command. Get up in the morning and say, I'm a person that works on my business, and you will become a person that works on your business. Don't ever get up and say, oh man, I have to just be dragged through this day. I got to go work in my business. Work on your business. And I don't need to give you too many tips right now of things to work on. I'll give you a few. But right now, what you need to understand is your mind, your brain, your self-command every day needs to be, I am going to work on my business today. And you're going to walk to your car. You're going to pump up the tires if they're flat. You're going to clean this, clean that. You're going to get your stuff in order. You're going to get to the job, knock on the door. You're going to invoice the person. You're going to clean the windows and blah, blah, blah. You're going to do all this stuff. But if you're just doing it to do it, then you're working in your business and you're going down. You are going down. If you're the owner of the company and you're working all the time in the business, you're working in it just to pay your bills and for money, and I can make a lot of money if I'm in there going and going and going. That's fine as long as your mindset is I'm working on my business. So here is a couple ways you could work on your business and in it at the same time. So let's just start with go to work tomorrow. And with your mindset, start asking your questions. How do I invoice the client? What am I using? What do I invoice? Is it the easiest possible way I could do? How am I cleaning these windows? Am I using the right equipment that I could transfer to somebody else? Not, am I using the right equipment for me? Oh, I love this squeegee, and then I have 5 different squeegees for the different types of windows I have, and pick a couple. Pick one. Maybe I have like 4 squeegees. 2 of them are really small. I have a wagtail and a whatever. I just have a couple different squeegees I use. All of my crew, for some reason, they just use a 12-inch Ed-Array. I keep trying to get them to use the 18, and they're stuck. They're like, you can't teach a old dog new tricks. They just use a 12-inch squeegee like all the time, and it works because we do primarily residential with that crew. I have another guy that does like tons of route work, and he has like 2 hip buckets and pulls on his thing, and everything's like a ninja. And then other people use different things. I go there and I use the same thing every time, because I can use those certain tools in any situation. And so starting tomorrow, you can work on your business. Start writing down who you are as the entrepreneur. And the way to find out who you are as the entrepreneur is, how do you do it? You could look at YouTube, you could look at my channel and other people's channels, and so just remember, your way is going to bring you life. You're going to see me do something and you're going to be like, that's I'm going to do that from now on. You're going to see other things that I do, and it's going to stress you out. Because it's not your energy. Remember, you're the emperor here. You're the entrepreneur. You started this business thinking I won't have a boss and I could clean people's windows or whatever. You need to think of it as this business is going to work for you to give you what you want, hopefully. So start being mindful of what you're doing. How do you, as an entrepreneur, why did your clients choose you? Was it luck? More importantly, why did they call you back? Was it your logo? Was it an image they had? Do you clean every scrap of every piece off a window? Do you want to do that forever? I mean, do you want to do, if someone calls you, do you want to make sure you leave 0 residue on windows? Do you want to really spend 45 minutes on each window and charge $25 a window? Or do you want to charge $10 a window? Or do you want to just say, ma'am, I'm here to just clean your exterior. I only do exterior windows and I just want to stay outside. Does that give you energy? Start finding out your energy. And I don't want this video to go on too long, so I'm going to hit pause and I'm just going to give some quick examples. Find the different services you want to do. Do you want to do screen repair, light fixture cleaning, Christmas light hanging? Do you want to go down the line, or do you just want to do window cleaning? That's fine. Simplify. Pick a few services you do and just nail those easy every time. That's called focus. Steve Jobs created a few, just Apple products. They have a few different things that they focused on. They didn't make every type of computer, and they didn't get into too many watches and phones. And I mean, they got into watches and phones and tablets. They didn't get into like too many different other, like Samsung has refrigerators and watches and TVs and it goes on and on. But Apple focused on just a few different services, and that's what you need to focus on. What really fits in your van cleanly, that you need to rely on the fact that you're going to grow. If you're doing this things if you're doing your service the same way every time and you're making pretty good money, and your clients are calling you back, you're going to grow. It's guaranteed. You're going to grow. You're going to get probably 40-50% every year. You're going to have that many more people coming in. Once you get a certain size, I like grew by like 150% last year or something. It's just like doubled and then some more. And then I couldn't even handle a lot of that work, just because you finally get a certain critical mass, and as long as you provide the same service and you're doing the same thing over and over, you're just going to grow. So pick really what you want to focus on. Focus on just a few services that you do very well and just do them over and over. Find the tools you like and where you get the tools. I use J. Racenstein because if I need something right away, I could drive north to Orange County. I live in San Diego. I could drive north. It's an hour and 15 minutes. I know the staff there. And in person, I could get discounts. I could get freebies here and there, like a little poll or something. They could bring a product to me, and I could look at it and stuff. But I told them that I recommend their company, so I recommend J. Racenstein. There's other companies online that do window cleaning supply as well. So pick the people you're going to buy from, get to know them, and get to know the actual tools that you love to use and why you love to use them. I simplify in my tools, and you could see my videos. They're extensive sometimes. They piss a lot of people off, but that's what we use because I'm hands-on with my crew, especially at the beginning. I'm able to go in there and just ask them, what are you challenged with right now? Oh, I can't reach this window. Okay, adjust your squeegee this way. And look, you reach up, you turn the handle. Or your pull is right in the car. This is how you use your pull in this situation. And we're able to use the same tools and just keep learning the different tricks of those tools. So pick your tools and why you use those tools. And you could change them over time if you really want to. But you can't use 15 different tools and expect some kid out of high school to learn them, okay? So pick your tools, where you get them from, and learn to use them really good. Limit your services. How many services do you do? Just limit to those. Don't try to do everything. Don't be picking up people's dog dew off their lawn. Don't be trimming their trees. There's certain points where you could make a lot of money on a quick upsell. I mean, I do that all the time, especially with my 36-foot boom truck or whatever. I'll say, hey, I'll go trim your trees for 10 grand. Okay, do it. Fine. It's an easy order. I haven't done that yet, but I'm able to see those situations and say, like this one guy did his whole complex, and I said, why don't I just trim your tree? He said, we need to get tree trimmers out here first. I said, I'll just trim them. It's another $600, and I did it. And it still took us 8 hours to do the whole complex and all the trees. And it was like, it wasn't a big deal. It was $1,100 or something, but it's like, that's a pretty good day when I had a slow week. But I don't put on my website that I do tree trimming, okay? I don't want people calling me for tree trimming. Yeah, I saw it. It was a quick upsell, and that was a one-time deal. My website only has a few different services on it. Okay, so the next thing is, how high of windows do you want to do? Okay, don't just say we're a window cleaner, we'll handle it. That is disastrous. Don't just handle it. Stay home, live in a cardboard box. I'm just kidding. I of course will go. I'll handle it for some extra cash if I'm desperate. Years ago, I'll go do anything. Don't start your business that way though. Okay, don't do 3-story windows, 4-story, 5-story windows unless you live in a place where there's all these 3-story places. They're like 4% of your. Don't do them. Just do 2 stories. Let the other guys go do them. They're gonna go brag. Oh, we do 3 stories or whatever. Now, if you're doing commercial work, don't say we only do up to 2 stories or some like. If it's we'll do 4 or 5-story buildings, whatever. We go up as high as we want. Under certain circumstances, we'll use poles or we'll sub out or something like that. But don't take residential 4-story houses where you're doing the windows from the inside and all this crazy stuff. Don't even allow that to happen. Do the cream of the crop, not cream of the crop, but just the cookie cutter houses. Just limit how high you're going to go. And start writing these things down. Like, I go 2 stories, I go here, I go here. When people call you, say, how many stories is it? Is it this? Is it that? And if they say, yeah, we live on the 4th story, can you guys reach around and do the windows? Just say, I'm sorry, we really don't go above 2 stories residentially. And if they do, what I use is my water-fed pole here. Very simple, and it works. You could ask me questions about if water-fed pole works, and it really does, even on dirty windows. Typically, the second time. Anyway, there's tricks to really make it work for you. If someone's on the 3rd story, I just tell them we use water-fed pole to get it. It doesn't do the same thing as doing it by hand would do, but we use water-fed pole, and usually they're okay with it. And my people can go out and do it, and I don't have to show up to the job and pull some miracle to get 1 pane of glass done and spend my whole day there just to do 1 stupid window. So limit how high you go. Pick the time in the day that you like to work. I won't even tell you my hours. It would be embarrassing to me, probably. But if you work at 6 a.m., if you're an early bird, and you love to work 6 a.m. and you just love to be in the bath with some red wine by 5 o'clock or something, and that's your thing, those are your hours, period. building your company, you're out there, you're taking a little too long or whatever, that's fine. When I do high-rise work, we always have to be there at 7 a.m., even though I hate starting that early. So I'll do a high rise or something, or mid rise, and we'll get there very early because the boom rental is like super expensive, and that's fine. That's an exception. But around the clock, I don't get up until I haven't had an alarm clock in years. Like, once in a while, I'll have an alarm clock when we're doing like a 5-story, 6-story building, and I have to be there, you know. So I set an alarm. I haven't had an alarm clock for a long time because I designed this business around my personality and who I am. So my kids wake me up. They wake me up. We do our certain things in the morning, play our games, drink our coffee, whatever. And then I roll around. I call the receptionist, ask her kind of what's going on or whatever. I look at the calendar, make sure the first crew is getting there on time. And then they'll tell me if I need to meet them there or not, if it's like... or if it's a really like a 5,000 square foot house, I'll make sure I meet him there so they're working efficiently to get it done. And I'll meet him there whenever I want to. I'll know that they're going to be there for 4 hours, and I'll meet him there at any time I want to meet him there on a typical day. And as the months and years go by, we'll be doing 3 people's house who are like my friends by now, who are very nice people. They'll call me and tell me if there's anything wrong with the crew. So they're basically... They're not the manager of my crew, but the crew goes out, they do their thing, and I don't have to show up to any of the houses. So I'll be able to go sell another one, or I'll be able to look through my contacts to filter up some new people. Anyway, pick your hours and stick to them, because that's who you are. It's always going to be that way. You're not going to change. You're not going to turn into somebody that gets up at 8 a.m. and gets up at like 5 in the morning. If you're a night person, if you know that at night is when you and your wife hang out or whatever, just pick your hours. You know what I'm talking about. Pick them and feel them during the day, and feel the enjoyment and the reward of being upfront with people and saying, sorry, we got to start your house at this time. I felt guilty for months and months telling people we're not going to start cleaning until 9 a.m. or till 10 a.m. And I would get a crew where they wish they were up at 7 a.m. and okay, you guys go start at 8, and I'll tell people we start at 8 a.m. or whatever. But I don't even deal with any of that until way later, because I don't like, that's just not who I am. And it works out just the same. I'm just as successful. In fact, I'm 5 times more successful than when I was dreading the early mornings, dreading it. When I finally picked my hours, man, more work came in. And it came more route work, more like maintenance jobs where I can get there at any time I want. Even nighttime I could get there. And it was great. It revolved around my life, and it was successful. That's probably enough of a rant for now. Hopefully, if you've made it this far in the video, just remember what Michael Garber said. I highly recommend you keep audiobooks. You're listening to audiobooks. Don't just listen to music all day. Listen to audiobooks constantly. Look at Michael Garber and the E-Myth. It's probably the top #1 book you could possibly read to start your mindset changing. And listen to YouTube all day. Michael Garber, Brian Tracy, incredible salesperson. Listen to your clients more, stuff like that are the tips he gives. And remember, your only business, your life is your only business. And your business is what you do in the meantime. So make it efficient and start working on the business and not in the business. And it starts with making the decision to say, I'm going to be a person that works on it. And then your whole world will change. You'll see your business as this muse that, there's certain contracts I have that I haven't seen them in years. I haven't cleaned those windows in years. Maybe been 2-3 years since I've cleaned certain windows, and because other guys it's fit into their schedule and they clean them for me, and it's just money that comes in, and I hardly ever have to even see it. If I ever go to those certain restaurants or something, I'll look at the windows and like, wow, I haven't been here in 6-7 months, and I haven't cleaned these windows in years because I've had someone else doing it, and I'm able to look and say, wow, look at those windows. I maintain those windows. So it's really rewarding over time. Anyway, subscribe if you've made it this far. Thanks.